This ain't no game, this that CSZ game. They said pull up, so I came. You better put some respect on their name. Yeah, 55 was goody. Kill the vibe, how could he? Big Cardinal on the hoodie. Let me break it down for you fully. This ain't your average broadcast. This ain't just no podcast. The mother show spread fake news. We just call them broadcast. West, Joey, Sam, Sean, Thompson. And you know that boy Higgy. He said he don't want no small fries. Tell them they better make them biggie. Yeah, you already know what we be on. We got the crown, we hold the throne. We throw the mails and you take them home. When they ring the bells, you know that it's home. The bar set, we setting the tone. If we set it, then set it in stone. Sit in the street, set up your phone. You in the Cardinal sports zone.
What is up, everyone? Let's go ahead and throw Wes back in the cut. He somehow always seems to get knocked off at some point.
No, you're not about to make me seem like Higgy. No.
Listen.
Higgy will hear the ice cream truck here in a minute, and he'll be gone anyway.
Yeah, Higgy, what exactly happened last time?
Yeah.
You're like,
my
hey,
parents showed up out of nowhere.
My parents that live 4 states away unexpectedly showed up in the middle of our show, so I've got to go.
Yep, and they took me to dinner, so I can't.
Oh.
Hold on. So they drove from 4 states away to take you to dinner
unexpectedly.
Yeah.
You didn't know they were coming.
Nope, and they left this morning.
Oh, so they didn't just.
Exactly. It was a stake. It was a planned visit.
Yeah.
It absolutely was a planned
visit. You don't
visit.
just stay 5 days and not ask the person, can they? I mean, kids or not, can I stay at your house?
Listen, we are coming to you live from the 4PEC studio. This is the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Wyman, my co-host for the day. First off, it is our women's basketball and football beat writer. He is the phenomenal Sam Baisden. Sam, what's good, man?
What's up, everyone? What's good?
He doesn't have his camera inverted, so it looks like he's wearing a Old English J on his hat. It's all good. Next to him, who looks like he's got a cardinal bird on his hat, the right direction, the little brother, Joe Wyman.
What's up, everybody? Wolfpack.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm all Duke Devils.
Never will I root for Duke.
What?
I didn't say the color. I said Duke Devils.
Never will I root for Duke.
What?
Wolfpack, baby, causing mass destruction.
No, I'm not doing that.
Is it because they're red?
No, because they're the underdog that's left.
I like that.
And Kevin Keats. Kevin Keats, man.
Yeah, I don't care about all that. Next, he's got the keys to success and the keys to thirst. It's our man, WW Wes Keyes. What's good, Wes?
What are you up to, buddy?
I'm not dealing with y'all. What's the word, everybody? But
what are you doing?
You and the Duke thing is terrible. I
Me?
don't care. Yes.
What's
I
wrong?
don't care who played at Duke. That's my friend. Like I mean, I'll tell Nolan and them like, love you, bro, but I can't pull.
No, I'm
Duke.
forever indebted to Christian Leitner and Duke for that great moment against the University of Kentucky.
Yeah, that's the only two schools. The only school, like if UK and Duke are playing, I'm not pulling for either one of them.
No.
But those are the two schools at the very bottom of my list of who I'm going to root for.
Well, and that's your I don't tell you who to cheer for. You don't tell me.
And they're
who to
blue,
cheer for.
so
Flap nuts.
You know.
Last but not least, pound for pound, the greatest podcaster in the city. And who knows how long we have him for, because if a bell goes off outside and it's like, hey, everybody come to the truck, his butt is gone. It's the notorious Hig. Higgy, what's good, brother?
What up, Waffle Cone?
Yeah. I hear the siren already.
And he's out of here, y'all. Great show. Let's get to the Mossy Oak and Heart Realty's chat line real quick. John Lindemann says, first, yes, that's not still a thing, but I guess you get it today. First comment, our guy Desmond, bless up, fellas. What's good, man? The UL Cards 86, L's up. Premium subscriber Corey Massey, what's up, CSZ? What's up, Corey? The little man, John Lindemann says, happy Easter to everybody. No doubt. Premium subscriber Robert Holt, happy Easter and happy pre-WrestleMania weekend. We're about to get down here at the crib this next weekend. Teresa's going to be making some
big week
food
this week for me.
It's a big food week or just
big week.
Just big week.
Going out of town on Wednesday. Get some much.
Oh
just
you're doing a little sabbatical.
R&R.
Yeah,
total R&R.
Is there going to be any electronics where you're going? I mean, we won't disclose the location, but is it going to be glamping, or are y'all just
no? It's just an Airbnb.
Okay.
It's got a big deck, covered deck on the back with a flat iron with a flat top grill, charcoal grill.
So what you're saying is you're down with B&B.
Hot tub. It's got a pond off the deck. You can fish off the deck into the pond.
Okay.
Just
must be nice.
Max and relax. You were invited, so.
Where are you going?
To a watering hole.
Joey's heading.
It's somewhere in Red River Gorge. I don't know the name of the exact town. It's somewhere down in that area.
I was about to say Joey's going to this location undisclosed.
Yeah, he's taking himself off the grid. Cardinal says, "What's up, CSZ?" Cashmere, what's up, fam? What's up? Fabian says, "What's up, guys? NC State is balling." Brian McGlasson says, "What's up, gentlemen? What's up?" As you can tell, we don't have our producer back this week. He is at home serving a 1-week suspension for conduct detrimental to his pants, probably. I don't know. Here, though, Brian McGlasson says, you know what? I want to say this real quick. Let me go ahead and get the line caught up. Desmond says, stop teasing Higgy like that. He's good. Look, Higgy's been my dude for like 10, 15 years. He knows the process.
And he knows if we ever take it too far that he'll tell us.
Look, Corrito says, John, chill out. John says, Rito, you're not my mother. Okay, this is getting tippy on the timeline. Jeff D says, happy Easter. Been waiting the whole day for this live stream. Well, thank you, Jeff. We appreciate that. Jeff says, Keats and the underdog. Let's go. Jeffrey TJ says, what's up, guys? D-Wall. Oh, B Money in the house. Your sister's boyfriend, who was absolutely overwhelmed today at the Easter get-together. And if he wasn't, then I have no idea how he wasn't, because they were all screaming at each other out of love. Jeff says, blank, blowing Twitter, and I'm all, okay, absolutely.
They were whispering. That was their whisper.
Yeah, that was their whisper. David says, happy Easter. Sounds like big things are happening in the Ville. The revival is beginning.
I love that.
I do,
awesome.
too. Ooh, Filipowski is done for the day. Terrence Edwards Tuesday, go PK. Are we calling him PK, y'all? Tell me that.
Call him Coach Kells.
Because PK,
No.
Preston Knowles.
No.
You know what?
That's the only PK I know.
Yo,
it is what it is.
They've already said no Coach Kells because it's too close to R. Kelly.
Cool.
Oh, no.
They don't pay my bills.
You know what? I'm going to, as we talk about PK and we get the show started, I'm going to actually text
I'm not calling him PP.
him real
Project
quick.
Pat.
Project Pat.
No, I'm saying I'm not, and definitely not by initials like PP. Hey, there comes PP.
Mike Puckett, Brandon Leffler, Wayne Autry watching on Facebook. We appreciate y'all. John Lindemann says Sean is on probation. I'm not reading that.
Nope.
Ricky B says, yo. You know what? Let's go ahead and I'm going to let y'all start off the conversation, but let me get the legwork done real quick. Don't forget the Mossy Oak chat line is open. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or however, please send us your questions on social. It will come through that chat line. Patrick Norris says pop. I guess he's popping for something we said, or maybe I don't know. Rito calls him Project Pat. I'm going to call him Project Pat. Hey, fair enough. Yup. Brian Davis says go Cards. Hit that thumbs up while you're here on YouTube. Make sure you are watching us on YouTube if you can. It will help us out more. We can spread the dividends out a little bit better if you're watching us on YouTube. Sponsor shout-outs, Bare Nose on Market, Fitness Market, Four Pegs Market, the Collision Course Market. I'm just adding market to everything. Our friends down at Cherry Pick and Shoot 360, Mossy Oak. We will have our first Louisville live stream of the year this Tuesday at 7 p.m. on the Rave On Sports app. We will have Monroe Mills from Louisville football and Jonathan Mendoza. For I guess he's the guy from Yale, correct, Sam?
Yep.
The massive human being, 6'9".
Was that
And
Higgy
Monroe
that
Mills is from
Sam?
Texas Tech.
Yep.
Where's Sam at? Sam, are you here?
Yeah, he's here. We can see him.
Yeah, he's just nodding his head. I
You're
can't
on
hear
mute.
you.
We can't hear you.
You're muted. That's why I couldn't hear him.
Jaman.
Oh, my bad.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. Thank you.
Hey, CSZ family. Hey, Lisa. What's good? Chad Rocky said, good to see you guys. Hope all is going well. I saw Wes, D, and Gracie last. Oh, okay. Cool. Kevin Watson. What's up, fellas? PTP. Okay. Project Pat. Gotcha.
PTP, I'll go with that.
NC State whipping Duke. That's okay. So again, first Louisville live stream, and that is from Yale, correct, Sam? The Mendoza. Did he mute himself again? What are we doing, Sam?
He's shaking his head. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm looking at my script. I can't hear your brain shake, Sam.
Oh, my brain's not shaking, bro.
Okay, well, whatever you got out there shaking. Look. Okay, here we go. First off, and I want to get all of your all's impressions on this as I try to contact PK to get him to come on the show real quick. The new coach has been anointed, and we will talk about it on this Easter Sunday edition of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. First impressions. Listen, there's a lot of boxes that need to be checked as a head coach, but the one that he absolutely checked, double checked, discount, double checked, triple checked, scattered, covered, smothered, and chunked was the personality trait and the ability to speak and motivate trait. And if you can do that, that's one of the things that you need to be able to do at a major university like Louisville. You need to be personable. You need to be media friendly. He looks, by all accounts, he looks to be that. His very first day on the job, he went on with Diener on his space that he had, I think, at 10 o'clock that night and talked for a little bit to the fans and stuff. While we're speaking of spaces, directly following the show, 8:30 p.m., the newest member of Card Nation. I don't want to mess his name up. It's Rain. Is that correct?
Yeah, Rain.
Yes.
Smith.
Rain Smith is actually hopping on with our guys at the Power 10 podcast. So on their space, follow them, check it out. Will this pod go on longer than the last 344 of the NC's? Possibly so. I don't know. We are. And yes, Kevin, Pat Kelsey is the polar opposite of KP. Sharon says Project Patty Ice. Jeremy, sorry I'm late. We're watching Burns and Horn cook. Absolutely. The guy from JMU going to visit. Yeah, he visits Tuesday. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to go first with Sam. I want your first impressions, and I've got some other questions. I just want to know, what were your first impressions? Y'all all know the questions I'm going to ask going down the list, so try not to add any of that in there. But your first impressions, and then after Sam, Joey, after Joey West, and I'm gonna try to get on the horn and see what I can get worked out.
Who
for
am I
tonight.
after?
You're after Sam.
Okay.
I was impressed. He definitely owned the room, and that's something that I was concerned about coming from College of Charleston, making that jump to Louisville. So he checked that box for me right off the bat because he definitely owned the room and everything in it. You want to talk accountability and ownership. He doesn't shy away from it. He mentioned a number of times that he knew he wasn't the first choice, and he's okay with that. He knew there were questions about his recruiting, and he addressed that as well. So it's one thing to say someone has ownership and things like that, but it's another thing to talk about someone who can not only own it, but also make fun of themselves in that situation as well. So I came away very, very impressed with my initial reaction to him in that press conference. And I will say, if things go wrong with him here, I know he won't blame the fans.
Joey.
Are you muted, Joey?
No,
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Wes, your thoughts on PK's press introduction?
Joey, I guess log back out and log back in, bro, because we can't hear you. Like, no, bro, I see what you're doing, but we can't hear you.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Wes.
Yeah, go ahead, Wes. Tell us what you're.
No.
Can I hear you now?
Can y'all hear me?
Now we can.
Yeah.
Okay, Joey, go.
Yeah, I don't know what happened because we could all hear me over here, and I'm not logged in anything. I'm logged into the actual Jeremy's computer. Anyway, so I thought he started off really strong. I mean, he said, the standard is the standard, so he knows what Louisville basketball is meant to be, and like Sam said, he's not going to make excuses. you know, he didn't say anything about, oh, it's going to take a little while. No, he's going to try to go out and make it happen right away. But he definitely knocked it out of the park as far as with his personality, his public speaking skills, which you know is something that needs to be there for a big time basketball coach. They need to be able to articulate their thoughts in the correct way. But you know, just saying the standard is the standard, you know, to me that said volumes, because we know what Louisville basketball is supposed to be, and he obviously knows what it's supposed to be. He's going to hit the ground running. He's already, you know, getting some players in. So it's going to be fun. And like Sam said, I don't think he's going to make excuses if it doesn't work. I mean, if it doesn't work, it just didn't work. I mean, but it's not going to be for lack of trying on his part. It's not going to be lack of, you know, motivation. See, here's the thing. You know, I think a lot of the things that we, you know, were disappointed in the last 2 years is that nothing ever changed. No, you know, the same mistakes that were being made in the first 10 games of the first year were the same mistakes being made in the last 10 games of the second year.
100%.
It's the biggest thing. And yeah, there were games that, you know, we fought and we were in and this, that, and other, but then you'd go 3 games where we were just like, it looked like nobody wanted to be on the court. So I don't think that will be an issue with Patrick Kelsey.
There you go. Wes, what about you?
Honestly, one thing, of course, that jumped off the page is energy. Second is humility. Seeing that video of him in the office and he's like, this is mine? This is my office? I thought this was a player lounge. Like, just the vibe he brings, the way he says things, the way he's telling us, like the way he said, most people talk about a rebuilding job, and he's like, rebuilding? This is Louisville. You don't rebuild. You are what you are. And the fact that he's already coming in, and we've already assessed and we've talked about, because certain people were like, oh, he's going to bring the whole staff from there and here. And he's like, no, he said in the introductory, he said, no, I'm going to bring a few guys from the outside, player-wise. He's going to bring a few guys from Charleston, but he's going to surround them with other pieces. And his system, I told people, I was like, he's going to have the young messing around looking like Chase Center next year, like it's Golden State in the past, because of the way they're going to be able to shoot, especially with the rain coming in. I'm excited about that. Just the way he conducts himself, the fact that when he was crossing over into the Kieber Center, that he casually ran into one of his family members.
That was pretty crazy.
That's crazy. Like, he literally crossing the street and like, what are you doing here?
52 first cousins.
Yeah, man. And it's just like, bro, it's a good vibe. And I know Jay has alluded to this multiple times. I know Jeremy has, to put a name on it. Like, he said he felt like the next guy could come in here and kill it. And I feel like Kelsey is going to be that guy. He's going to be that guy. He's confident. The way he got off the plane as soon as they said, what can Cardinal fans expect from you? We're going to win.
Well, when he seen his office and they told him it was his office, he's like, oh, really? National championship.
Yes.
Correct.
just nonchalantly, just casually, oh, this is what I'm working with? Oh, you give me all this, we're winning a natty.
Listen, he automatically gets Louisville credentials and credibility because of the fact if everybody in Louisville's got 52 cousins. Like, it's just how it is. So
first cousins, though,
I don't know. I mean,
not first.
Man, that's a lot, dude.
Listen, everybody growing up in my neighborhood were cousins. That's all I know, and none of them have a blood relative.
Well, remember he did say that his mom had 9 siblings. His dad had 10 siblings. Yeah. So,
dude, my mom get 9 and my dad get about 9.
Well, me and Jeremy our mom had no actual siblings, and dad had 3. So like we've got like what 2, 4, 7 first cousins.
Yeah. So we're well. Yeah.
That's where it kind of makes it look like Gosh dang, that's a lot.
My
But you think
dad-
if it's 9 and 10 on each side, 52 is kind of small.
About because my dad had at least 5 to 6 siblings, and my dad and my brother were the only boy. So only boys. So yeah, I know how that can get.
Speaking of, shout out to our Doss High School cousin Charlie Fant in the building. What's up, Charlie Fant? You know what? I've seen somebody who's watching that I think that we can probably give us a little bit of intel about one of our later topics. So I'm going to shoot him the link now. He's watching. He don't know he's about to get the link. I'm going to send him the link now. And here in about 15 minutes, I want you to go ahead and hop on with this. Hop on when we go.
I got about 41. You know what? 52 is not that bad. I count about 41.
45-27. But no, shout out to
hey Higgy, have you ever met Dwight? Higgy, you ever met Dwight?
No.
Don't say nothing, Higgy.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
Fritz von Sheehan.
Why you always harassing me? Who? Fritz
von Sheehan says that.
Okay.
Rito says, dude has swag. I like him. Absolutely. Look, I didn't have. So here's what I want to talk about for me. And Higgy, we'll get your thoughts. I mean, normally half the time you just say, well, I agree with Joey, Jeremy, Sam,
where's his
John, or whoever's on the show. Yeah. Wait a minute. Which one's that button?
I don't know.
Oh gosh, is this it?
I was just standing and putting Shittikus hand and hand it to him.
I swear.
Shittikus?
He did that day. Let's get a couple.
What was that about? That was Malik.
It was Malik putting giving his headband to
Pittsburgh player.
Yeah.
We him stopping to talk Rito. We're gonna put Rito on twice in a row. It's because he's a cousin. He's a Card Nation cousin.
He used to work with Rito.
You did. Kevin Watson says Kentucky fans are married to their cousins. That's kind of like we're not.
Well, that's how they get more first cousins because they're double. They count them twice.
Okay.
Yeah, they count them twice.
Lisa says I'm optimistic, but then again, I felt the same way about KP, so it remains to be seen.
Our cousin Jonathan and his cousin Chris Webber, double cousins.
Yeah, that's true. Great point from Lou Primo. We have to give him at least 3 years to turn it around. Yeah.
Don't think it'll take 3.
I don't want to
say that. I don't want to say that either, though, because we didn't give somebody else 3 years to turn it around. But,
well, to be fair, that someone else, we're not going to say any names.
Well, no.
But that someone else
was very negligent.
Was a pain in the rear end.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be fair. I don't like. I'm with you. I don't think it's going to take 3 years.
NC State, is it over? NC State to the Final Four.
It's 11-point lead with a minute 20 to go. Wolfpack.
The team that, gosh, man, they were 17-14 headed into the post.
That's what's so beautiful. You know what? I was thinking about this earlier. I've spoke about this to you guys and said that, about the last 4 or 5 years, not been much into college basketball. And not even the Kelsey thing, but just watching this tournament this year has kind of rejuvenated my love for college basketball. So I appreciate it. I appreciate all the teams that are in it. I still feel like UConn probably wins the next 2 games by a total of 50 points. But if I'd like to see the Wolfpack win, bring a championship to the ACC.
Not me.
Joey, you with the Kevin Nash vibes?
Oh, dude, I've been putting up the Wolfpack.
I know. That's what I see.
Michael Rainey wants to know, is this year 0 for Kelsey? I think it might be year -1. I think that's how much we're willing to give him credit. He already going down the slide shows he's energetic. Yep. Allie Jack, he supports all the shows here and there. I said 3 College of Charleston players come last year. I'm thinking 4 now. I agree. I think the other guard that shoots good from 3, I forgot his name. But then the big Russian dude.
I think Ben Burnham might come too.
Yep.
I don't know what position he plays.
He might be the one I'm talking of. I have no idea. Isaiah Kelly says, how many Charleston guys do you think we take? I think 4.
2 more.
It's going to be good for the other players that come around, though, too, man.
They're going
to be able to help them with the system. So
Yes.
Don't forget, like, if one of us are talking, nobody can talk over the other. It cancels all of our audio out, and it just looks like we're going.
Well, that's what I was doing earlier.
Right.
According to them. I bet you everybody else heard me, though.
Probably so. So Isaiah Kelly wants to know how many we take. I think 4 probably. Quentin says Terrence Edwards needs to be landed. That's the James Madison guy, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Coming Tuesday.
God dang it, Higgy, just won't shut up. We just need to see
For
improvement.
the player or your parents?
We just need to see improvement from week to week and win most of the December games. Facts, Joey says Cardinal. Wolfpack, Duke is too young, says Q. Crisco Cat. This tourney has been fun. A lot of competitive game. Croatian. Yeah, I said the wrong. My bad. ACC will be a dead conference. Okay. So Les, Louisville Rob, NC State up 13 with a minute 16. Peggy says, I love hearing the 6'11 player in this. Yep. Duke's number one recruiting class. Only got them so far. Dwayne says, hope he goes after the EJ Walker kid. Me too. And fun fact, DJ Burns, star for NC State, played for Pat Kelsey at Winthrop.
Sure did. He recruited him there.
Lou Primo. Isaiah Kelly says, I hope Kelsey uses Brahms' playbook for using the portal. And Desmond disagrees, kind of like Joey, 2 years. If not, he's got to go. And Lisa, we'll address that in just a second. Quentin says, I won $150 off of $30. So
I just want to specify. I'm not saying I don't mean that 100%. Like I'm just saying, like I don't want to make the statement that we have to give him 3 years just because we didn't give the other person. I was just playing devil's advocate. So
absolutely,
I want to be on record. Like people around. Some people like to try to burn you at the stake around here. Not around here, but you know what I mean.
Andrew Mudd says, I hope Brandon Huntley Hatfield stays. I think he's going to have some shoes. Look, I've been watching Brandon. Yes, Joey.
No, I'm saying bye.
Oh, I've been watching Brandon Huntley Hatfield practice all week, working out, doing his individual workouts, and he has looked. Again, he's been playing against some pretty good competition as well. He looks the part. He didn't look. A lot of players would have been disenchanted, and they would come home and after the season and just like this dude's been in the gym working hard ever since, setting up a bunch of visits too. Dwayne says, I really hope Tyler stays. I can see his lobs and great passing with the new squad. Yep. I say we win more than 12 games next year, says Cardinal. Absolutely. Concern. So here's my only concerns. He's done this at a low level. And this isn't even a mid-major level. This is College of Charleston. They, by the way, congrats to Chris Mack, the new head coach at College of Charleston. We traded coaches kind of. And yeah, well, Babu, absolutely. But that's what they're all doing. They're all taking visits. And which reminds me, because
the portal doesn't, just because they enter the portal doesn't mean that they're not going to come back. To my knowledge, it kind of gives them a grading system on themselves to a point too with NIL.
So what they're doing is they're going to see what their value is. And so they can come back just like at any job. Well, hey, they're going to pay me $20 an hour. You're going to match the 20? No, you're not. Oh, you can only give me the 18, but you give me more benefits. Okay. So
I'm in the portal right now?
Yeah, you are in the portal, Joey, for sure.
See you soon, Wes.
BHH taking all these visits looking for, but yeah, he's taking all these visits to see it just so he can come back and tell everybody, hey, look, I know I got this year, but if I'm going to come back into this difficult situation, I want to be compensated fairly for it. And they can do that now. So have you seen Karan Davis on the court practicing? Okay, Peggy, here's a fun fact, and I don't really know how much of this I should be saying or not, but I have seen Karan around this week. Now, not up at U of L. And let's be clear, I've not been up at U of L this week at all. But I've seen Karan around town, so he's still here. So I know he was going to finish his I don't think that it should be looked at as being unusual. He did want to come back and he wanted to finish the semester. So the semester is not over for a month or so. So I don't think it is a weird situation. We lost somebody. Who we lose? Higgy. Well, his sport chops are done. So now that we have a coach who embraces NIL, we can bid to keep these guys. Absolutely. Okay. Well, there he is.
Nah, I was gonna say in his heart of hearts, I think Karan really wants to stay. The fact that he's from Gary, Indiana, bro, like not too far from here, I think he's holding out hope he can stay.
Absolutely. And Brian McGlasson says, any conversations between Coach Kelsey and Nolan? Not to my knowledge. Nolan's got some pretty solid. Nothing I could talk. Oh, I wish I could talk about it, and we could probably talk about it after the show. But some great options out there for him. I'll be honest with you. Here's what I told him the other day. Was it Thursday, Joey, that I was up there? I went up to. They've been playing pickup ball. A lot of the old U of L players. Well, I say old, but sorry, Peyton, you're not old. Former. Quentin, you're not old. Dante Smith, you are a little bit older. Al Haji Muhammad's he never ages. But anyway, and we're up there talking to him. And he was like, do you think I should, we were discussing it. And I told him, I said, honestly, Nolan, there's people that want to, obviously, did over 500,000 views last week for the Nolan episode. That was last week, right? It feels like an eternity. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. We appreciate that. We love you guys. What support. But there was some negativity that came from former players and from a media member that clipped up a couple of negative, and I'm not saying anything bad about him, but he put some tweets out there that made things look really bad. And shout out to Mark Ennis for on multiple occasions trying to say, hey, look, it was taken out of context, but that's exactly what the clips were meant to do.
Even with that particular person on the broadcast with him, he, hey, listen to the whole interview.
Yeah.
I'm excited about the potential, says Robbie. Robbie says, we love you. I love you too. I think you're talking to me. I'm not really sure. It is what it is. But anyway, it threw me off kind of a little bit there. But yeah, so we did that interview, and I told him, I said, just with, again, Dwayne Sutton responded to the clip negatively, and Nolan was very polite with him. Was like, no. If you listen to the rest of the interview, I said that the Yum was empty because of the failures of us as a coaching staff. Like, he took full responsibility for it. Even some things he shouldn't have that somebody else should have but never did. He was straight up, man. He was straight up and down like 6 o'clock. So it is what it is. So love if Nolan can. So what I told him, let me get to the point real quick before I forget again. I told him he probably needs to leave for a couple of years to get somebody stank off of him and then return, because he didn't want to leave. His exact words were, even if I do leave, I will be back one day. He loves the city, loves the fans, understands their frustrations, understands why he's the target. Like, I just don't understand getting all wound up because he wore Nike shoes. Like, you literally have athletes out there at Adidas schools with Nike sponsorships now. Well, doesn't Haley Van Lith have a Nike sponsorship, or wasn't she on a Nike sponsorship last year with us? Playing at Adidas school?
No, she has an Adidas sponsorship, but she
the other way around.
Nike
Okay. Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie. I don't care if it's vindictive. I was watching that when I got to grab some food the other day. I wanted Haley to lose so bad. I'm petty because the way she carried herself about this whole situation. No.
Wes said he was being petty Bridgewater for a minute. I'll allow it.
1.9
that situation where you blame us for your issues and then you go pull a KD move. Nah, bro, I don't like you no more. I can't deal with it.
I don't know what Higgy's doing. Higgy, can you not hear us or see it? Like, can you see
it?
It
lost all audio. Now I can see you and hear you.
Okay. Good. Thank God, because you made me feel like you had a strobe light going on there, and I was about to catch something. The U of L card says, I wish LSU and Iowa could both lose tomorrow. I don't think that's how that works, but it could. South Carolina going to spank HVL. Okay. Lee Newton from Orlando, I believe. I hope he stays regardless. Yeah, I hope he does too. And it's been nice having him around here. I've been going up and observing my guys playing pickup ball all week, and it's been kind of fun. I tried to get out on the other practice court the other day and put some shots up. And look, I thought my stamina has gotten a lot better, and I thought it had. But then I tried to shoot a free throw, and the ball, it was like Zach Edey's free throw earlier where it missed everything. So I got to get my strength back. I didn't realize I had to get my strength back. Gerald Young says, you guys rock. Well, thank you. We appreciate it. Look, we appreciate all y'all tuned in. We do this for you all. As we've said a multitude of times, we are not a ESPN product. We are not a CBS product. We are friends sitting around a table, or now it's kind of transformed into sitting around a virtual table, talking about sports and our thoughts and ideas. And if you like them, cool. If you don't like them, then feel free to watch somewhere else or listen somewhere else. Thank you, Peggy. I sure will. But really quick, before I forget, because we're going to keep plugging this throughout the show, the newest Cardinal, Rain Smith, will be on the Power 10 podcast space at 8:30 tonight. So make sure you tune in, check that out. Your first time you'll hear from the newest Louisville Cardinal. He had contacted me about coming on our show, and I told him let's do it next week. So we're going to try to get him on here with us next week. Oh, you didn't know that? You didn't know that, Wes?
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Nah, but I was gonna say, I think possibly I know they were working on trying to get what's his name? Jake Smith, the big that we just got. I think he's trying to get him to come with him on there.
Jake Smith. Who's Jake Smith?
What's his name?
Isn't it something Scott?
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott. My bad.
I want Pat to be successful. I want CSZ to be successful. Hey, thank you, Desmond. I appreciate it. We want to be successful too.
James Scott.
James Scott.
Yeah, James Scott. I apologize.
Cardinal says eyeballs. Yeah, we're going to have them on Sunday. So a week from today, we're going to have them on. I didn't want to kind of have them on. Like they announced it first. I felt like that was their shine. I didn't want to take that or make it seem like I was trying to outdo them by going on a couple hours earlier. So Jeff D says CSZ is my number one spot for all things Louisville. Thank you. Look, we got a lot of great podcasts and radio shows and media here in town, and you could tell that by the press conference. There were people from all kinds of backgrounds that were there. So we got a great support system, and when things are going good, that's how we like it. So continue to support everybody that you can, that you want to, and everybody's correcting James Scott. Why does everybody keep bringing up Karan Davis? He wasn't getting clapped before he got kicked off. If Karan is on next year's roster, that isn't a good thing. Okay. I don't know. Listen, I'll tell you this. I have met him for the first time this week. I've had personal conversations with him. He seems like a really good kid. Well, what did he say about the KP thing? I didn't ask him. That's not, to me, that's water under the bridge. That's literally water under the bridge. Brought to you by Great Value Pure Drinking Water. If you don't have any, come over to my house. I'll give you some. Not a sponsor. Throw the flag. Wes, throw the flag.
No. Sam.
Ooh.
Sam, I want you to know wholeheartedly, me and you were trying to be funny with that, but yeah, I keep on playing.
Look, we're here, but okay. So back to what we were talking about.
Hold on, wait. Me and you know Diddy.
Oh. Concerns. So does anybody have? I know we started talking about this, and then the chat line went crazy. And I have to pay the bills by talking about the chat line. They help us go every month. But concerns. Does he check? We'll ask a couple of these in one. Your concern, and I'll answer first. Concerns. Does he check all the boxes? Will he work at Louisville? So for me, my only concerns are: will this transition to a bigger stage like Louisville? If he truly has the NIL support that it sounds like he does. And by the way, stay tuned tomorrow for a big announcement from the 502 Circle. Go to 502circle.com, sign up for their plans. You can give as little as $1 a month. They've got, or I think you give as little as $1 at a time, but they've got $25 a month subscriptions. I signed up the other day for that, which gives me exclusive discounts. I signed up for the $25 one. It gives me exclusive discounts to the merch store, even though I get free merch anyway through the Louisville live stream, but and invites to exclusive events. So make sure you do that if you can. If you can't, then we get it. Donate when you can, but they're coming out with some big news tomorrow that's going to absolutely set the rocket off on NIL for basketball. I believe in the upcoming weeks we're going to get some big stuff going here tomorrow via the 502 circle. But I guess my only concerns would be, can he translate that level of success to the big time, to a Power 5? And I know people are going to say, well, it's not really big time. We've not been good in a couple of years. Well, yeah. Did he or did he not? Ha!
We're still big time.
The key for Pat Kelsey is the assistants he hires. I believe he's bringing his whole staff up here. I don't think there's a question about that. Duke is done. Yeah, they're done. Chris Steer says, I just want to see when he gets his first top 20 commit. I agree. That should be a glorious time. But yeah, it's not really my only concern. Does he check all the boxes? I feel like there are 4 or 5 boxes in coaching. It's recruiting. It is X's and O's. It is connecting with the fan base. It is connecting with the players and public speaking. And I feel like just looking at all of his other stops, he checks every box except for the recruiting at a Power 5 level. Now, he still will have the time to prove that. And it just remains to be seen. I myself, that's the only concern I have, is if he can do this at a bigger level. Sam? Concerns? Are you still muted? Jesus.
Okay.
So, all right, your concerns, and does he check all the boxes for you?
One of my major concerns is, like you said, there's a quote by Tyson: everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. His style has been successful at the College of Charleston level and at Winthrop, but there's different competition. Now he's playing, and he's had success, and he's played some of the bigger schools close, like the UKs and Alabama and things like that. But
like who?
I don't know what he's talking about.
The people up in Lexington. But I kind of liken that similar to in football when you had Boise State playing. They would play one major team a year. It's easy to get up for that game because there's only that one or two teams on your schedule. So I kind of feel like when he was at College of Charleston and Winthrop, it was easy for those players to get up for that game, and it's easy for him to hype those players up for that game. Now when you have a Duke and North Carolina, NC State back to back, can he and his staff still have that same enthusiasm and that same spirit, game after game after game in a tough conference like the ACC? So that's probably my biggest concern, because he's won everywhere he's been. It's yet to be seen if that style is gonna be successful in the ACC, and can he adjust? If it's not working, can he adjust? Because you have to be able to adjust to what's going on. So, and does he check all the boxes? That press conference, he checked a whole lot of them. The big one for me is winning. Right. You can have all the lip service in the world. You could be the greatest motivator, the greatest teacher, but if you can't get that, if you can't relay those messages in an effective way to those kids, if you can't bring it out of those kids on game day for them to perform, it doesn't do anything. So he has to win, like Al Davis says, just win, baby, win. And I hate saying that because that's a Raider thing, but yeah. So that's the only thing. Like, I know he's not out there, like Coach Walt says. I've never scored a Division I NCAA women's basketball hoop. He's never scored it, but his players play for him. They play tough for him. So I know Coach Kelsey isn't going to be out there shooting or playing defense or anyone, right. But can he win? And that's the only box that's left to be checked. And unfortunately for me, he can't check that until November, December, January, and February.
Absolutely. with the 502 Circle, Isaiah Kelly. I should call him premium subscriber Isaiah Kelly because he's in here every rip. Like most of y'all, we appreciate it. If you want to subscribe to and get the subscriber benefits, which is 24 hours DMs to me and whatever. If you have any questions, go to our YouTube page, hit the subscribe button, how does that work? Don't you have to go to it's something you've got to click on, and it gives you a list of plans that you can do with us, and you get extra access to what's going on. There goes Higgy again. You know what? I'll let him back on one more time. Is the announcement for basketball only? That's been the rumor, so that's what I'm going to roll with. Fabian says PK has had experience at a Power 5 as an assistant, not in the NIL age, and he wasn't the main assistant. So the UL Cards 86, I think mid-majors and smaller schools probably can, or at least look the other ways to use the NIL more effectively in recruiting, because they can't get guys based on the name of their school. Very, very, very good point. Brian McGlasson, have we reached out to George Washington III or the 4-star that just decommitted from Michigan? You know what? I will. This is the type of stuff. Shout out to Adam Maddox in the building too. ATM in the building. I'm going to reach out to George's dad right now and ask him. That's a great point. What's up? Any interest? We'll just look live on there. Any interest in Louisville?
And while you're typing that, Jeremy, just looking at the list of names that he's been reaching out to so far.
Listen, we'll get to that in a second, Higgy. That's later part of the conversation, so I'm going to cut you off really quick. No, you're good. So we'll find out. I'll ask him when he writes me back. If you watch PK's offensive sets, I have zero questions. Defensive needs a little work, but it comes down to recruiting. I think so, too. I think that's what we all want to see. Can he recruit on this level in the NIL age? I get excited every time I see our name on a kid's list, and I feel like, oh, we got him. Yeah, but the list to me so far, and again, we'll talk about that in a minute. It's been a little underwhelming for me, if I'm just being completely fair and honest. Do you think he goes after the assistant from West Virginia? Supposed to be a good recruiter. I think he's bringing his entire staff from. I don't think there's going to be any staff additions. That's just my opinion. I definitely can be wrong. Had been wrong. Chicken Hawk says hello, people. Well, hello, Chicken. Sharon says he's already won, just got to consistently win in the ACC.
In relation to the other chicken we know?
Mm-hmm. No, that's a pea chicken. Justin McCord, our guy. What's good, CSZ family? Sorry I'm a little late. Things ran. Look, we almost didn't do a show today because of Easter, and I would have felt so bad because we hadn't got to get your all's opinions and reactions on the presser. We did a little bit Wednesday night on Live of 55, but our Sunday viewers, it just was a mess today, and I was like, all right, I'm just going to cancel. And then I was like, no, we can't. We got to talk about Coach Kelsey and stuff. So we understand things. I literally got here an hour before the show. Our guy Lawrence in the building. What list? We'll talk about that in a few. Fabian says, will Nolan Smith get a shot on the staff? No, I don't believe so. But I do believe he's got his next thing lined up. When y'all find out about it, y'all going to be like, okay, we tried to tell y'all to keep him, and you didn't. Will Flowers, our guy Will Flowers. Let's read Andrews first. I do want to see us go after some big names too. That's exactly what I said to Steve Rummage earlier. If y'all only seen the pictures and stuff, memes he sent me before the show to taunt me, you'd understand why I called him that. I do want. I do though. I want to see it. I want to see some big names pop up on that list. Will says, "Happy Easter, everybody." Sorry, I'm late. We forgive you. You're one of our people, so we forgive you. It is what it is. Joey, do you have any concerns?
No, not really. As far as the going from a lower school, translating to a bigger school. I mean, one of the first-time Final Four coaches this year, Nate Oates, same thing. I mean, he went from a small school right to Alabama, and it's obviously worked out for him. So I guess my point behind that is there is a blueprint for it to happen.
Sure, but he's been there for quite a while now, right?
About
4 years,
4 or 5 years,
and he was there for the beginning of NIL. It's my thing. Like this guy's never
understand
that. With NIL, big money.
Right. I understand that, but I'm saying there is a blueprint. Well, not just with him, Danny Hurley. I mean, same thing. Went from I forget what first school it was. It was a real small school. Then
Rhode Island.
No, before Rhode Island. Rhode Island, I wouldn't consider a small school. I mean, they've had decent players here and there, and they've
Lamar Odom.
Yeah, they've made tournament runs before. But anyway, there's a blueprint, and I think and just from what I've seen, he's got the personality and everything to make it happen, to win these recruits, whether it be transfer portal or in high school kids' homes, talking to them and their parents. He's got the personality to win them over. So I'm not worried whatsoever.
Red State says Rain Smith and James Scott are nice additions.
Absolutely.
Chad Brocky says, I saw a tweet where they might bring in Kuntz from Western Virginia as a well, I saw the group that was tweeting about that guy, but nobody up at Louisville that I talked to had even heard of that guy. No disrespect intended. The guy that I've been told we're bringing in as a GM is a former Cardinal and a former leader that you all probably know pretty well. We'll leave it at that. Premium subscriber Corey Massey says Jay Wright, Bobby Hurley, and others all started out at small schools. If you don't want to win, don't put your shoes on. Hey, listen, he can do it.
It's going to happen. Don't worry.
Sam just bounced. You know what? Forget you, Sam. Oh no, he's still there.
I'm still here.
He's trying to put his shoes on.
Fair enough. There you go. The UL Cards 86 became a member, live with 55 level. Look, you just gained access to Jeremy and crew 24 hours a day. DM us. We'll hit you up. Cardinal says Wagner College, Joey.
Wagner. Okay.
Buffalo is a MAC school, much better competition, says KDW. He knows he has to convince mom in recruiting for sure. And I think he can't, look, I had no idea prior that he was a former used car salesman. And I was sitting up at cherry picking. Me, Teresa, Miss Monica, and Sydney Smith. She's the one that runs cherry picking up there. And she asked me what I thought. And I was like, spoke very well, had me excited. I was pumped up. So kind of like the stuff. And this was before the presser. Let me preface this. This was 2 hours before the presser. I was like, the clips I've seen, he seems like a good motivator, but kind of comes off a little bit of a car salesman to me. Well, oddly enough, he's in his speech, he talks about how he used to sell cars. I'm like, okay, I'm in. Love the jokes. I love the stuff about all the different houses and the irony between Scott Drew and Dusty May being on the same block. His wife's portal joke was fun. The fact that, he was also her third choice, and then you look back at Josh. Well, he also called Josh the wrong name one or two times, and that was funny as well. But Jeff D says Siva for GM. Well, I mean, that might not be a bad pick, but I'll tell you what, man, Peyton runs a first class. I'm not just plugging stuff here, even though I'm about to plug stuff here. Shoot 360 is a sponsor. Phenomenal. Well, they're a sponsor. They got their time in the middle of the show, but what a phenomenal facility. I went up there. The one court, they do individual drills when they're not running. Not when they're not running full court. They do individual drills, and then on the other side, these got these huge tablets where the kids practice their passing skills by passing a ball that's got a sensor in it up against different. It's got different things. Like one of them is target practice. Another one is like Space Invaders, where you pop all the aliens with the basketball and different. It's really really
passing,
cool.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, it's got a bunch of the guns. Joe, you remember what the gun is up at U of L? It's a machine that shoots the ball to you, so you can shoot the ball. It's like an automatic assist machine. My favorite thing is no excuses. Absolutely, he is very well prepared. My thoughts exactly. Yeah, he was a former used car salesman. I'm telling you, the coach Cal Bravado and sweat. Ooh, I don't want to. I'm not.
Rewind that.
I hate to say this, but he is Calipari light with a gift.
No. No.
Siva is loved by everyone, and recruits would love him. He'd be amazing on the staff. I agree, Andrew. Here's my thing. We'll put your comment up there. He runs a first-class facility, and the people that work up there with him, Quentin Snyder, our guy Grant, Cardinal Sports Zone member Blake McCauley, he works up there. He does graphics and stuff for him too. It's just, I don't know how. I'm trying to figure out how he's going to run the facility and do the TBT stuff this summer. He's definitely got his iron in a bunch of different. Is it iron in a bunch of flames or fires? Fires. His iron's in a bunch of fires. So I don't know if he'd be able to do that, but he's definitely going to support Louisville. But anyway, so Wes, any concerns?
Mainly defense. That's
defense.
Defense, that's it. That's all I can put it as. Like his system, if you watch the tournament game, even though basically, like I told people, it's the same vibe you got from watching Jeff Brom at Purdue play Michigan. They were competitive for the first half until the other team just said, no, we have more dudes than you have, and we're just gonna destroy you. That's it. Like he was competitive with Alabama for most of the first half. And the fact that he hung up 96 points on a Final Four team, yes, it may have been a loss. But still, putting up dang near 100 on anybody it's hard to do.
Man, can y'all imagine if we had just made the tournament? We played very well against NC State until the last 5 minutes of most of actually the first game at home, we gave up a 17-0 lead to them, and then played very evenly with them the rest of the game. PK is Buzz Williams on steroids. Okay, he might listen. I'm all in on the dude. I hear your concern. I have friends in the basketball industry that are like, y'all are really getting excited about this guy. And what I say to them is that, first off, this is what I do for a living. I do this podcast. So if I want to retain my access, I have to be complimentary to an extent. The other guys on the panel, they are welcome to be as easy going or harsh. Sam's harsh all the time. By the way,
he hates our coaches anyway.
Wait, what did you say?
He loves Miami,
except for the women's basketball team.
I heard you say the other day that you don't even like them anymore because Haley Van Lift. He's a LSU women's basketball fan now.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I heard. I seen him in purple and
gosh,
purple and gold the other day.
Listen, the ticker on the bottom says Sam picked Miami and hates our coaches. That is quite unfortunate. That keeps popping.
I'm always throwing up L's though, so.
What for us to lose? That's
little J's there.
That's horrible, dude.
Whoa,
man. Oh, he's always throwing up what for LSU. Then you put both the L's together,
and it's a Miami. Oh my gosh,
perfect
you got it.
It's perfect for him.
They couldn't see you because you're 8 feet tall and your hands are up in the air. There you go.
Throwing L's up for LSU,
right? And then how did Sam do it? Oh my God!
Move it right in.
He was the only dude in a room full of 30 dudes watching that football game that was like, "I picked Miami."
I sure did.
And then Mario Urrutia and Eli Rogers
they still owe him a
soldiers roasted him.
Yeah,
they did.
He's got receipts coming. That's what they say in the biz for payback.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Look, we're going to continue this conversation. I want to really quick say a quick thank you to our sponsors: Mossy Oak Properties, Bare Nose on Market, Cherry Pickin', Fitness Market, Four Pegs, Collision Course Crew Tailgate, and Shoot 360 Louisville. Alabama, Final Four, Alabama. It's weird, isn't it? Chicken Hawk says, I'm from Rhode Island, and I have always been a fan of the Cardinals. Okay, cool. Lisa says he's already fired shots at BBN when he told the St. Peter story. That was a pretty funny story. Why didn't we go for a coach like Musselman? Because Musselman, because of his skeletons, honestly. Same reason why we didn't go after Beard, same reason we didn't go after Tang. And I'll be honest with you, there's still a small part of me that wanted Jerome Tang here at Louisville. He was such a personality. Higgy, I don't know what you're showing on the screen, but it looks kind of okay. I was like, Sean's never seen one of those before.
What, Tang?
But no.
Oh.
No. But but anyway, shout out to all of our fine sponsors. We really do appreciate all of you all. Last question we're going to ask about Kelsey, and feel free to continue to put y'all's comments over here. We're going to read them all off. Well, his L was backwards. Well, that's true. Garrett was here. Garrett knows that.
Garrett, he knows all about it.
I seen the new video. Listen, this is another reason why I want to hurry up and end the show, because U of L released a new video while we were on the show of Coach Kelsey's first day. I encourage all of you all to wait a few minutes, then watch it. Mossy Oak Properties, our guy Paul. What up, crew? What's up, man? Thank you for being a sponsor of the show and signing that lifetime contract yesterday, for being the forever text line. I'm trying to bully him into this. Text line sponsor of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast and Live 55. We appreciate your lifetime commitment to us. Did you see where he got he put out a tweet the other day or yesterday. I got rid of all the blue in my wardrobe. He didn't know. I love that story too. Josh went to pick him up on the airplane. He walked in with a little blue on his shirt, and Josh was like,
smallest speck of blue in his shirt. And Josh noticed it. Hey, credit to Josh for noticing that one little speck of blue.
Josh noticed he had on like a light blue dress shirt and was like, how far away are we from your house? You can't wear that at U of L. And, kudos. He understood the assignment from that point forward. So let's see. Special guest. You know what? I'm going to have him hop on here real quick. And we're going to get out of here because we've got Rain Smith coming on in 30 minutes on the Power 10 podcast. Wes, while I'm looking this up, tell them where they can find Power 10 on Twitter.
Power 10 Pod. Set your notifications. Follow all the guys. They have the hashtags in their bio. Power 10 Sports Pod for sure. They'll be on at 8:30 with Rain Smith. I saw that yesterday, and that was pretty cool. Like that he actually responded. Rain has been, in my opinion, the way Scott Clark was active once he committed. That's what Rain's doing right now. He's being very active with the fan base.
Absolutely. Let's bring in our special guest. He's the man, the myth, the legend, and probably my favorite podcast guest because, listen, you get a lot of people that come on here, and then they got a lot of knowledge, but they sound like Higgy, like Mushmouth from Fat Albert. Habba-dooba. It's just like, but then you got the guys that know what they're talking about. They sound like a pro. I swear I feel like this dude should be on SportsCenter already. It's my man RG Ryan Griffin in the building.
What up?
OG.
What's up? What's up, Big West? All right.
What's up?
Good. How's everybody doing?
Man, we are feeling like the Brady Bunch up in here now. Look,
right.
Here's the story.
I want to say
Cardinal Sports Zone.
I want to say my bad for coming to town and not letting y'all know first, so I can at least have a drink or a smoke with one of y'all. So my bad, but I just had to get in and get out real quick. So,
listen, not a problem. We get it. You understood the assignment. You had to get in, get out, and it is what it is. So we appreciate you hopping on here with us tonight. Wes did get to go to open practice the other day.
Yeah,
you were there. I want to get your opinion before we go back to the basketball talk here in a few minutes because we want to wrap that up. We want to get out of here because everybody wants to go hear the newest Cardinal speak on the space here in a little bit. But what were some of your first impressions of the team? What I guess kind of tell us what you saw at the open practice the other day.
Man, my biggest takeaway from it, first of all, was obviously I can talk about MJ in a hot second, but I thought attention to detail was huge. One thing that I noticed about practice is it was not a lot of downtime. It wasn't a lot of wasted time. It was like it seemed purposeful. Every obviously when you go to a football practice, you'll see they're practicing periods, right? And every period seemed purposeful, and it wasn't a lot of just a waste of time or even a lot of chatter from the coaches in between the transitions from, let's say, special teams. When they want to go punt, or even when the ones or twos or threes would switch it up. It just didn't seem like there was any. There was no. I don't want to even use the term lollygagging, but it was just everything just seemed purposeful. Like the script for practice was just on point. It was just on point, and I think that's huge because I'm thinking that's gonna feed into our attention to detail this year. Because if I said it once, I said it a million times. I really think that other than the defense being probably even better than last year, I really think that I was talking to Wes about this, man. I'm telling you, man, from the 45 to the 45, the playmaker in Shuck, I really think that at least 65, 70% of the time, I think that Brown was going to go for it. I like that dude. I like Shuck. I like him. My man throws the rock. He doesn't hesitate. And you all know, you throw it where your receiver is supposed to be. Not so much let me wait, this, that, and the other, but you throw him open, you throw it where he's supposed to be. He's not afraid to pull the trigger. And I think that, and also his ball, no knock on Plummer, because when you look at Plummer's deep ball, it was beautiful when it was up in the air. Yeah. But I think this cat zipped on the ball. We all know football is a game of inches. I think that this cat is going to let the ball go when he's supposed to, So even that deep ball still is thrown with some vigor. You know what I mean? And I
absolutely
really like the Shuck Cat, man.
Absolutely. Look,
Shucky ducky quack quack.
For sure. Robert Holt says, okay, I'll say it. We talking about practice? Yes, that's what we're doing, Robert. We're talking about spring practice. We have another one coming up this Thursday at 4 p.m., I believe.
This Thursday?
Yes, I believe. Let me go ahead and get further in my notes. I put it in my notes. Y'all know I'm very, very meticulous about what I
Sam, you're on mute.
April 4th.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
Thursday, April 4th at 4 p.m.
This Thursday, I'll be there.
All
but
right.
Nah, it was definitely a fun time. I actually meant to bring that up in the show notes. I wasn't thinking about it. Me and OG got to conversate on the other back end zone and like actually watch the special teams players practice.
That's what's up.
From a different perspective and watch how like the quarterbacks were throwing, how the offense was moving and everything else. Shuck has the potential to be a superstar.
He's the one that I can't wait to see.
He's dangerous.
I think he could, but just from the highlights I saw, I thought he already, and no disrespect to, like you said, no disrespect to Plummer, but his biggest weakness to me was his hesitancy and not necessarily putting the ball like and just his checking his progressions. He checked them way too slowly for my taste, which caused his receivers to sometimes be running down the sidelines open, but him not throwing the ball to him. I think this guy's got a quicker trigger. I think he's got a bigger feel for a better understanding of the game. And I can't wait to see him in actual action. I know the spring game's coming up on April the 19th. Garrett, you can put the information in here where the Collision Course Crew tailgate will be. You kind of alluded to it last week a little bit, but let them know here in the chat line where the defensive line is going to be vicious, says Garrett. Absolutely. Garrett, let us know where y'all going to be set up. Thank you, Jet. 55 nailed it. Reed Plummer. Yeah. Well, and I think that's been all of our opinion. You know, even with Ryan kind of said that. I kind of took what he said and expanded on it a little bit more. But yeah, I feel like we're in better hands this year. Our defense is healthy. It's definitely we got better from the transfer portal. I feel like a lot better, and that's something that we didn't do last. I mean, we got semi better with guys like Garendo coming in, but Thrash. I was trying to remember the other guy I was keyed on transfer wise. But this year, I feel like we got better across the board via the transfer portal, and I think it's going to be a special year. We won 10 games last year. Hopefully we can win at least 10 this year. I don't know if I'm excited to get to a point where people are frustrated with 10 wins a year, because we got to a point with that under Charlie Strong, and then we took a nosedive after that for a little while. And just to be able to get our hopes, our standards back to double-digit wins every year, it's nice to get to. Hopefully we get back to this. I think with this quarterback upgrade, that pretty much for me anyway in my head secures 10-11 wins in the regular season. Sam, how do you feel about it? I see you up there shaking your head. Hold on really quick though before you start talking. I think that we need to put a caption at the bottom. All right.
Well, I think we need to ask him what Miami's looking like this year.
Yeah, go ahead, Sam. Sam picked Miami and hates our coaches. Go ahead, Sam.
I plead the fifth.
You plead the fifth. Listen. Okay.
Oh no, but what's the real question though? We're not talking about Miami.
Really quickly, Garrett Hoover says Gold Lot, corner of Floyd and Central for the spring game. Now I don't know if that's where they're going to be at going on from this point forward. It'd be huge if that's where their permanent spot.
I hadn't heard anything on movement as far as moving the podcast or the podcast. I mean, because that's where we'll do it at. But I think that's just for
the spring game. Okay, April 19th. Be there. Corner, Gold Lot corner of Central and Floyd. The Collision Course, Bill, Garrett, the Kentucky. No, I'm just kidding. Rhino, Doc, Craig, the whole crew. Kevin. Well, yeah, Kevin. I've still not seen Kevin at one though, so I don't really.
He's there. You just haven't seen him. No, Kevin Weatherholt.
Oh no. Okay, never mind. Sorry,
Weatherholt.
I thought you meant Smith. My bad.
No, he's not. He's not
just for the spring game, says Garrett. Okay, cool. Ryan, I want to give you a little bit of a. I'm gonna let you talk for a few minutes though, because first off, we appreciate your time. Secondly, we are trying to get off here fairly soon, so that way, there's some other spotlights that need to shine tonight. So we're gonna hop off here in a few minutes. But what do you expect? And we'll do a full. And you're more than welcome to join us for this. We'll do a full season preview during the summer, our kickoff show. But right now, I want Ryan's way too early predictions for this football season for U of L and for MJ.
In terms of MJ, first of all, I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't know if any of you have, young athletes in your family, but to see your son become your son again, that was huge. Backpedaling, opening up, 45s, to the left and the right, coming back downhill. He and Lacey, the kid from Alabama, were working out together a lot over off on the side. So to be able to see him move like he's supposed to move, I'm telling you, man, it was like, okay, cool, that's my dude, So I know he's gonna come back. We're not even gonna talk about the hunger. Right now, it's about being the most intelligent cat out there. You know what I'm saying? Really learning offense, not so much defense, but learning offense and watching Shuck and Clarkson and all the quarterbacks, Allen, watching their clock, understanding their clock. So it's just about being the most intelligent cat out there, being on the back end. And let me say this. Somebody better tell that boy Aaron Williams he's a freshman. That boy a dog.
Hey.
I heard that too.
Bosco in the building.
I'm telling you, somebody better tell that boy he's a freshman because he's a dog. You know what I'm saying? Just in terms, he set that year, so it's huge. I think that,
I got a question for you though, real quick. I do have a question for you. I meant to ask.
What's up?
What do you think?
Right in the middle of him talking, you want to ask a question? Okay.
What do you think that year sitting out? You mentioned him being an intelligent player. What do you think that year for him sitting out did for him mentally, being able to just sit in meetings and sit and see things from the sidelines next to coaches and things like that?
First of all, it made him much tougher. I'm going to tell you why. MJ has never missed anything, track, football, or basketball. This is his first major injury he's ever had. So that's why earlier, whenever you would hear me speak about MJ and how his recovery was, the first thing that I will always say is that he's mentally good, because that's most important. If your kid isn't mentally good, you can cancel Christmas with everything else. So MJ became even more mentally stronger because I got through it. You know what I mean? And so that's why y'all cats saw me down hanging with the crew every week, because I had to be there for him, even though my son wasn't playing. So supporting the team, but yet still making sure he was good mentally. But we're not a silver lining type family. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like, oh, what was the silver lining coming out of it? Nah, man, this is what it is. You can't play. You have to do something to become a better football player when you're healthy. It had to be mental. It had to be, intelligent. It had to be learning the defense. It had to be staying in English office. You know what I'm saying? It had to be, you have to be an extension of English on that field. The only way you can do that right now, sometimes you got to put that headset on. You got to sit back and you got to watch this thing now to understand the mistakes that your teammates are making, why they're making them, and make sure you don't do it. So that's why I talked about all this time. You got to watch the quarterback's clock. You know what I mean? You have to understand. He got what? The rule is, you got 3.5, 4 seconds. Where's he going? You know what I'm saying? How are you trusting your speed? So coming out of this, he got through it. And so now he's more mentally stronger. So now he's back to I'm MJ Griffin type deal. So his confidence is back. He trusts his body. He trusts his knee. So he's just coming back, man, and just understanding. I understand the game better. I trust myself better. And so we can move forward. We can just straight up move forward now. So that's where he's at, man. That's where he's at.
Wes?
Nah, the thing I was going to say is, you remember when I gave you that first practice breakdown? Didn't I tell you Aaron Williams? Back off of that ACL, dude is attacking everything and everyone.
Yes.
That nobody is safe from him.
Yeah. Jeremy, in terms of my prediction, man, I honestly think that I don't think that Coach Brown, and I'm sorry, fellas, this is how I think. I don't think Coach Brown is worried about his job. I don't think Coach Brown is worried about how he'll be received within Louisville. That type of stuff is for a different staff. Coach Brown probably wouldn't leave Louisville for Alabama, for Ohio State. You know what I mean? This is where he's supposed to be. So I think the staff's approach is just different. So I think that when it just comes to coaching football, he doesn't have to worry about all the other BS, shaking hands and kissing the baby. And so when I watch how they coach, when I watch how they work with the players, when I'm watching all this, I'm like, these cats are they're so on point and understand what they have to do, and it's no rush. So they can get in the players that they want to get. They can coach the team the way they want. They can put in the schemes the way they want without having to worry about all this other BS in terms of, is this a contract year or do we have to win this year? Now, I do believe that we're eventually going to get to a point where, we expect 10 wins. I do. I think it'll be tough, but at the same time, I think this is staff to do it. Like, seriously, just because of the continuity and the level of competition. And lastly, this is what I'll say. I've talked to Coach English a million times. One thing that he talks about is depth. He said, you can't win a national championship without playing your guys. You can't win if you're only playing 2 or 3, guys, at a certain position. We have to have depth. And I think that's really what they built. That D-line is super deep. The secondary is super deep. We're going to have to see, how deep the linebackers can get. But I'm seeing an elite defense. Right now, based off of last year, the year before when my son played, I'm seeing an elite defense because of the depth, the rotation, and the talent level.
Listen, and that's why we gave you the floor. If y'all heard it first, Ryan Griffin says playoffs next year. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't say that. Look, RG, I appreciate your time as always, man. You're welcome on here with us every week, any week. We appreciate it. Much love, and thanks for hopping on with us tonight for a little bit.
No doubt. Anytime, my brother. Anytime. All
right. That was Ryan. That's I don't like to say it. That's the father of MJ, because, I mean, he is, but, like, he's special in his own way, and we appreciate you for being that kind of dude. I mean, like, before we even knew who you were, you come up to us at the collision, and we vibed, we clicked instantly, and then you were like, oh, by the way, my son's MJ. And it's like, oh, okay. So, man, we appreciate your time, and we appreciate you as a person. We can't wait to hang out with you and kick it again, my man.
No doubt.
All right. That is Ryan Griffin, father of MJ Griffin, an honorary Collision Course crew member. I feel like that's easy to say. Brian McGlasson says, what position group will be the best on defense this year?
Ooh.
That's a great one. D-Wall Beat says, can't wait for the new season. We'll talk about all that stuff. We're far away from football and breaking down football. Really quick, though. Let's go ahead. We're going to talk about our sponsors. We're going to hop off here. We are 12 minutes away from the space y'all all want to get to. So we're going to respectfully bow out here in a few minutes. Let's talk about the sponsors. We'll get the rapid fire to you all in Live with 55. Show a little love to the sponsors, and then we'll hop out of here. Bear Nose on Market. Our guy George runs that restaurant facility. Great atmosphere. They got a bunch of TVs, great service, great environment within walking distance of the Yum Center. And you don't have to just worry about before Louisville stuff there. SmackDown's coming in June. We'll probably be eating there at Bear Nose prior to SmackDown before we go watch wrestling that night. It's just a great place, and it's in a great spot, again, within walking distance. Even for Higgy could walk there, if that tells you anything. Make sure you check it out. Tell them Cardinal Sports Zone sent you. Shoot 360, a premier state-of-the-art basketball training facility with highly skilled trainers such as Peyton, Quentin, and some other people. Peyton does own the facility. Call 515-6556. Sign up for the women's clinic coming up on March the 23rd. They've got a couple of boys and girls clinics going on in April. I did tweet that out the other day. Check it out. And if you go to shoot360.com, you can pre-register for a free workout and evaluation. Wednesday, taking my cousin and his daughter, my cousin Jonathan, who, oddly enough, we'll do another plug real quick. His podcast, The Wildcat Alley, it's not affiliated with the University of Blue. That's just, he's the principal at Edmonson County High School. Their mascot's the Wildcats. He does the Wildcat Alley with his dude, Joe Decker. a sophomore there that was hungry, not the same way you are, Higgy, but was hungry for an opportunity and kind of pitched this to Jonathan. I've been talking to Jonathan about doing the program down there at the high school for a couple years now, and he's finally got a taste of it. He loves it. He wants to do it. So check it out, the Wildcat Alley, I believe at 9 p.m. It's normally 9 p.m. on Sunday, but if you throw the subscriptions on, the notifications, you'll be notified whenever they go live. They're in a different time zone, so even if you see them tweet out 8 o'clock, it's 9 o'clock our time most of the time. But bringing him and his daughter, which I like to call La Triple Double, her name's Carrie Ann. She is a sophomore down at Edmonson County High School, and she was dominating.
Already a 1,000-point, 500 rebounder.
Yeah, just ridiculous. She's coming up to get her free evaluation and get checked out, and we're going to get her set up for some stuff. She's got some AAU games she's playing. Well, the Cardinal Sports Zone crew will be out there checking her out during the summer. She's got a bunch of AAU games here in Louisville for Sam. What program did I say she was playing for?
You're muted, Sam.
You didn't say. You said she was going to be in the.
No, I showed you the
Roses.
logo. You don't
What?
remember the logo?
No. Oh, y'all was talking about it when y'all was leaving.
Okay. Well, anyway, she'll be up here playing. Plenty of opportunities. We'll let you know. Higgy looking like a creeper, looking through a window. Defense wins championships.
Louisville men's basketball in the chat.
That is not Louisville. God dang it, Higgy. That is not Louisville men's basketball. That is somebody that has made their handle Louisville MBB, I believe. Again, I can't click on it to see if it is not. Higgy would be like, somebody could create a YouTube page called Jesus, and he'd be like, hey, Jesus is talking to us, y'all. He's coming. Anyway, Louisville men's basketball. Wink. Don't worry, everybody. We upped our building insurance for the amount of people that are going to be running through walls due to Coach Brahman, Coach Kelsey. Jeff D says, thanks again, CSZ. Hey, we're here for you anytime. Louisville men's basketball. Comment from Justin McCord. Red State as well. William Thompson, threes will rain down next season. We're going to hop. Let me get through all this other stuff. Cherry picking the Hoops Team cold pressed juice and smoothie bar, inspiring you to take what's good. It's conveniently located at 828 East Main Street behind the local seltzery. Tell them CSZ sent you for 15% off your order. You never know who you're going to run into down there. I've been down there a couple of times, and Peyton's come in. Sydney's always there. Nolan's there from time to time, and a bunch of other basketball personalities here in the area. So make sure you go down there, if nothing else, just to, fellowship with everybody. It's a great place, great people, and they actually even have stuff I'll drink. So if y'all know how picky I am, that is a big thing. Fitness Market, Chris and Sarah, they'll get you set up with all the best workout equipment in the area. Tell them CSZ sent you. They'll take care of you. They've got everything from bikes to treadmills to stationary bikes to, I think they may even have e-bikes. Just check them out. You can find them online. Four Pegs Beer Lounge, or Four Pegs is now Four Pegs Smokehouse and Brewery, I believe. 1053 Goss Avenue. Lots of great food. Look, I'm trying to hurry up and get through all this. Lots of great food. Go down there. Tell Chris we sent you, and the Collision Course crew. We've talked about them. We love them. Mossy Oak. If you're in the market to buy or sell farms, land, recreational, or residential areas in the state of Kentucky, let Paul or one of their team of professionals at Mossy Oak and Hart Realty help you with your buying and selling needs. Call Paul at 270-537-4422. Mossy Oak, we know land. We're going to go through the Rapid Fire Tuesday. Shout out again to all of our fine sponsors for sponsorship opportunities. You can email me the email at the bottom left-hand corner. Social media you can find underneath. Who can you find the social media underneath? Wes, Sam, who popped out? Higgy again? Gosh dang.
Yep.
Underneath Higgy, you can find social media. Underneath Wes is where you can find how to donate to the site monetarily, to the show, not the site. Or you can just become a premium, good Lord, subscriber. Go to YouTube, hit that subscription, and then it'll give you all the ways to subscribe. I'll write it down so we have much better grasp of that next week. Find us on Roku on the kysports.co channel. For $4.99 a month, you can get a bunch of different Louisville content, and it helps us out. They send us a little bit every month off that. You can find the podcast on all the podcast avenues, over 125 in all: Apple, iTunes, Buzzsprout, Spotify, TuneIn, Google, Amazon, iHeart. Hit subscriber like now. If you've not listened to all the previous episodes of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, and go back and check them all out, go to cardinalsportszone.com, the place it all begin. Hit the drop-down menu, hit podcast, hit CSZ Podcast. And shout out to everybody out there sharing the podcast. We appreciate and love you guys. Now, I sound like an auctioneer, but it is what it is. Shout out to our guys, Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage, doing the Lord's work from 10 to noon every day, Monday through Friday. Well, sometimes Marcus. 10 to noon every day, Monday through Friday on ESPN 93.9 The Ville. I told you how you could subscribe to the 502 Circle. Stay tuned to our social media and subscribe to us on YouTube or Facebook to be alerted anytime we go live, even though we prefer YouTube. Also, tune in for Live with 55 every Wednesday. Louisville live stream Tuesday at 7. Live with 55 Wednesday at 7. The Louisville live stream is exclusively on the Ravon Sports app. You do have to sign up for that. Last words. We appreciate everything. I'm not giving everybody last words today because they're normally always the same, and I want to hurry up and get up off here. We appreciate all y'all's support. Shout out to our guy, Corey Aldis, who just killed it this week covering Coach Kelsey and giving us all those great views and stuff. Spring practice again Thursday, April the 4th at 4 p.m. Spring game, April 19th. Really, really quickly, I'm going to give everybody Sam last words.
Go Cards, and y'all enjoy Louisville while I'm out here in the sun.
I hate you. Joey?
I'm good. Maryland sucks.
All right, Wes.
Let's go practice. Let's get Terrence Edwards in here.
Absolutely, we did. We didn't mention that. We got James Madison player coming on Tuesday for a visit. Yeah, it's going to be a good week, a good time. Go to the Power 10 Pod Twitter space. Rain Smith. It's raining threes. It's raining Rain Smith on that platform here in 3 minutes. Guys, we appreciate you all. We hope you enjoy this week. As always, thanks again for all the support. Until next time, this has been the Cardinal Sports Zone Podcast.
Pay attention.